So last week I shared with you some tips on how to communicate effectively. If you haven't checked that video out, I'll provide the link to it at the end of this one so you don't have to go looking around for it. I wanted to continue that conversation because so many people said they wanted a part 2. What up, family? It's your favorite coach, Javon Wooden from Live Not Loathe. Don't forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel at Live Not Loathe. Follow me on IG and Facebook at Live Not Loathe. I'm dropping videos every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and every Sunday at noon Eastern Time for can't miss content on how you can obtain your purposeful and fulfilling life. We know that communication is much more than just social interaction for the sake of it. Communication is all about connecting in the exchange of information. That information could be conveying emotions, sharing new knowledge, decision making, or whatever else comes to mind. It's important that we convey that information correctly. Now, everyone doesn't communicate. Your audience really helps you tailor your message and get your points across. I don't want to get too technical, but basically, there's 4 personality types. There's type A, type B, type C, and type D. Or you can be type X, which is a combination of 2 or more of those personality types. You can find out your personality type by taking a personality test like the Myers-Briggs or Enneagram. Links will be below in the description. I got y'all. This can be a great conversation starter if you want to take it with your spouse or maybe your friends as well. Make it fun. Each personality type tends to exude certain traits. Read a few of the traits and guess what you will be to see if the results surprise you in the end. For example, a type A personality is typically a risk taker that's good under stress, but they aren't very empathetic, typically. I'm a type A. I really work hard at being empathetic and open-minded. I bet y'all didn't guess that one. I'm curious. Let me know in the comments what type you thought I was. That you figured out your communication style, or at least your personality type, and maybe that of the person or people you speak to most. Let's talk about hindering you from effective communication. In the first video on how to communicate effectively, I mentioned that you want to pause and really think about your responses so you don't just blurt out something you can't take back. You really want to keep your as much as possible so you don't communicate verbally or non-verbally a confusing message. Have you ever heard someone say one thing as if they agree, but the tone something else? This is what happens when your emotions don't align with your message. Keep it real with yourself and the person you're communicating with to avoid misunderstandings. Set expectations that it's okay to take a break from the conversation and come back to it when your both speaks volumes. Most experts believe that 70 to 93% of all communication is nonverbal. So you're saying with your body language when you're face to face. Are you showing that you're disinterested by looking all over the room instead of eye contact? Are you tapping your feet as if you have somewhere else you'd rather be? Or are you crossing your arms like your point overpowers theirs? These are all things to pay attention to so you don't send the wrong signals. Favor your right ear. I know, it sounds crazy. The left brain contains the primary processing centers for speech and comprehension. So favoring that right ear, it helps you detect the emotional nuances of what's being said. Show interest in what's being said by nodding occasionally, smiling if what's said is agreeable, or simply by saying, uh-huh, or yeah, to let them know you're listening. Now, don't just be saying it just to get them to stop. I know how y'all do. Remove judgment as much as possible. If you aren't feeling the person you're talking to, you should still be respectful and present in the conversation. You never know. They may drop some profound jewel that changes your life. Mirror back what's said and provide feedback. This can be done by saying, sounds like you're saying, or what I'm hearing is that right? You want to paraphrase what they said so you don't sound like you're being facetious or insensitive. This lets them know that you're actually paying attention and taking them seriously. Don't take one nonverbal or verbal cue as gospel. Anyone could lose eye contact or misspeak during the conversation. Get a better read on someone by taking in all their signals that they're giving. Make sure that you're being empathetic and you're checking in when possible. Not just with them, but with yourself as well. Conversations can be super stressful. So I'm about to drop some tips on how to stay cool, calm, and collected under pressure. Number one, my favorite, take a deep breath and pause to collect your thoughts. Number two, stall. Seriously, ask for a question to be repeated or ask for some clarification on what was said so you have more time to think. Number three, slow yourself down so you can speak clearly. I do this sometimes where my mind goes a mile a minute and I speak so fast, or I mumble and the person doesn't know what the hell I just said. So make sure you're saying things slowly and clearly, and make sure you're saying them how you mean them. And maintain your eye contact and stay relaxed while you're talking. Number four, summarize your point and stop talking to give the person time to respond. Become comfortable with silence. If this helped you out, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, share. Y'all know the drill. Next week, I'll be dropping a video on how to be assertive without being an asshole. Oh, and in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, I have some collaborations coming up with some dope people. The first one will be May 18th, that's next week, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on my IG Live. I'll be talking about mental health and money myths with my homegirl Jacent. If you don't follow me on IG, do it now so you don't miss that video. Don't forget to catch me every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Live Not Loathe YouTube channel. Until next time, kings and queens,